Good morning, this is Robbie at the Carter James Ranch. We just recently moved out to pasture our broilers. These guys are about 3 weeks old and they have gotten enough feathers to finally move out. So it's a beautiful April morning here, Sunday morning. Wanted to show you them kind of out foraging around. Like I mentioned in part one, I really like to get these guys out on pasture as soon as we can. One, it keeps them active, keeps their legs moving to prevent leg injuries. And two, just gives them the nutrients that they need. They can go out and get bugs and grass. And I love putting their manure down on the pasture. Part three of this will be kind of showing the results after a week or two of moving them. I move this tractor every morning, and I know there's a lot of people out there that move the tractors with the birds in them. I really don't like doing that. I'm always afraid I'm going to catch one in the back. So I train these birds every morning. I pull their food and water out and open the door, and they all can run out to eat, and then it's easy for me to move their tractor. But it's pretty interesting just to watch them out here roaming around, being youthful chicks. So we're coming here to the end of April. These guys will head off to the processor June 1. So coming here pretty quick, like I mentioned in the previous video. 7 to 9 weeks from day old chick to being processed. So these guys are really starting to eat a lot of food, eat a lot of water. Really important to keep their water and food full. We feed them during the day. We restrict them at night so they don't overeat. We're feeding them we're feeding them a non-GMO food here, so it's really fine. It's not a processed food like a pellet form that you'll get at a normal feed store. So we buy this from a farm that produces it down in Garnett, Kansas. So we had a bunch of rain last night, so we had to kind of secure these guys in and put some plywood up around. So this is our hoop house that we keep the broilers in. I basically got this design from Traditions Homestead. They have a great how-to video where they kind of show how they built it. I think I made a few different changes, but nothing too drastic. But it works out really well for the mobile structure. I put a few eye bolts here on the front of it that I attach a cable to, and then I can pull it real easy. So we'll show that in part 3. But yeah, the hoop house is made out of treated lumber for the base and the door. Then we use this we use the cattle panel to create the hoop. And then I just use this welded wire because we already had it. Most people kind of use chicken wire. I've seen that a lot. And we actually do have a little bit of chicken wire in kind of on that back doorway area. I kind of like putting those in case you ever want to put a second door in. So you want to have 2 access points in and out. When you use this welded wire, it's great because it goes over the cattle panel so that it restricts, raccoons or skunks or anything else from being on the climb to the cattle panel. But on the bottom here, it's really important that you put either chicken wire or this wire here to prevent from a raccoon or skunk reaching in, because they will reach in and grab something and yank it through. So that's a bad deal. We have put some wheels on the back here that we can lift this up a little bit. But this is only an 8x8, so even if I have to lift up and drag it without the wheels, it's not that difficult. But right now we have 120 chicks in here, which is a little too many. We've actually got two more hoop coops in process over there, so we need to get those ready so they're really growing quick. But these are 16-foot cattle panels that go around the hoop, and this, I believe, is an 8 or a 10-foot tarp. I've had the hardest time finding longer tarps. Last year we were able to find them real easily. This year, Home Depot, Menards, even our local farm store has not had the right size. I kind of like having this thing come down to where I got about a foot or two left at the bottom. for ventilation. Last night we had high winds and a lot of rain, so that's why we put these boards up against it, just to try to control the environment inside, so these guys didn't get drenched by the pounding rain. And you know, they did well. I did mention that we are starting to warm up now. I do like to keep these guys, or get these guys out when it stays above 50 degrees at night. Last night we were in the upper 50s, low 60s. I do keep these heat lamps in here. I know here in 2 days we're going to get down into the 30s at night, so we'll flip those heat lamps on just to make sure that they stay warm. They probably don't need them now as they're getting feathers. It seems like in the last week or so their feathers have really come on, but I like to leave these in here for a little bit just to make sure. One thing I wanted to point out from the initial brooder video, I do like using the circular tub. One reason for that is there's not corners. In the past I have put these heat lamps in corners, and I mentioned in that video that it's a risk to have these corners piling up in the corner if they're getting too cold or if they're trying to get away from the heat. So when I have these heat lamps in here, I really make sure I run them through the middle. I don't put them over in the corner, just to prevent any piling up in the corners, which you don't have those problems with the tubs. But they are out here on pasture now. This is just from last night. You can see how much manure these guys put down. So this is 120 chicks, 3-week-old chicks, putting down that much manure. And the next day or so we'll get another hoop coop and done. And I like to keep about 40 of them in here. I also like to let these guys out during the day. Right now I'll shoo them back in, but I will put an electric fence around this, and so I like to let them out and kind of restrict how much they can be in the coop. I don't like them sitting on their poop a whole lot, so I want them out foraging around. At night they'll come in on fresh grass, and they will bed down for the night, and that's when basically all that happens. So great nitrogen source. This will grow some really good grass, so it'll be I'll look forward to showing you guys after about a week of moving them. You'll be able to see real easily the path they're pulled. Well, thanks for watching. Look forward to giving you part 3, which will be kind of some of the results in about a week here as we're pulling through the pasture. Again, Living Traditions Homestead is where I got the instructions for the hoop coop. They have a great video that goes through from start to finish on how to build it. I actually use this for my meat birds and for my broilers. I'm sorry, for my layers. My layers, I keep I actually make it about, I think we've got that one is about 10 feet long. Instead of 8x8, it's 8x10. So great little design for mobile structures. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy your day, and we'll see you next time.